It's NFL Daily, and with some more draft spots finalized, it's time for a new 2023 NFL mock draft. The audience does not lie. The views don't lie. You love it when we do them. If you want even more mock drafts, with or without trades, maybe we'll do a 2-rounder in the near future, type in me in the comment section if you want even more NFL mock drafts right here on Chat Sports. Now, we know the Bears have the number 1 overall pick, but for today's mock draft, we're doing a trade. The Bears and Colts make a deal. My trade package here, and then we'll do a bunch of these throughout the year. Number 4 overall, 2024 first and 2 second-rounders for Chicago. So they own the Colts' drafts this year and next year in exchange for that number 1 overall pick. Now, I do not believe that any of these quarterbacks are the locked and loaded, elite, obvious, clear-cut, Trevor Lawrence-esque franchise QB. It's always a gamble anyway. I will go Bryce Young, number 1 overall. And I will make note, this is an outlier pick because of size. Bryce Young is not a big person. The video or the photo of him and Kyler Murray, not accurate. Kyler is literally in front of him or behind him. So, yeah, of course there's a height difference. That's not just depth perception. The feet aren't showing. It's very obvious there. But he is tiny, relatively speaking. And I think Chris Ballard's MO is a bigger-bodied guy. You get 3 premium picks to move down 4 spots. It's a good deal for the Bears, as we'll see when they pick at number 4. But will the Bears trade that number 1 overall pick? Why for yes and for no? I think they would rather stay at 4 and would probably take the lesser of the offers to ensure they get the guy they actually want at number 4. We'll get to that here in a little bit, but vote why for yes and for no, as the Texans at number 2 take C.J. Stroud. There are concerns with everybody, right? The mobility was much better against Georgia, but up and down. He's got the more physical skill set, but the arm is in a cannon. Houston needs a franchise guy. They get one there. So the Cardinals now go, we get the pick of defenders. They go Will Anderson at number 3 overall here. The Alabama edge rusher. I saw a mock draft had him out of the top 5, and you're drunk. Absolutely not. He's going top 5. So is Jalen Carter. Think about this for the Bears, right? You might take Carter at 1 if you stand pat. So you move down, and you still get 3 really damn good picks. That's valuable for Chicago to move down, still get an impact defensive player. Now at number 5, I've got Myles Murphy, edge from Clemson. And for the teams not making trades, there's one more still to come. I will, from our last mock draft, every pick and every player team match is different. So other versions, yes. Seahawks want an edge. There's a big job after Carter and Anderson. They get a good one in Myles Murphy. Lions at 6, trade alert. Small trade here. Falcons jump up to number 6. Lions slide down to number 8. Now, that pick 6 or 5 could be interesting because I think there's going to be a lot of interest in Will Levis, the pick at number 6. In fact, I disagree. I would not rule him out number 1 overall. He has the measurables in a way that Stroud and Bryce Young do not, plus SEC caliber play. I do think Levis, by the way, would be an awesome fit in Atlanta. His mobility, his arm strength, the play action stuff, I think would fit very, very well in Atlanta. I know Falcons fans might not want it, but in theory, a team like the Falcons, Raiders, Panthers, Titans, dark horse, could all try to move up to get that quarterback early on if the NFL likes Levis the way we've been hearing that they like him. So first quarterback drafted, BY for Bryce Young, WL for Will Levis, or CJ for CJ Stroud. I wouldn't rule out any of them. It's the pinned comment on today's show, so if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it, head down there and let us know. Bryan Bresee, number 7 here to the Las Vegas Raiders. I went Paris Johnson last time. I love an impact DT. I'm not as high on Bresee as others are, but there's a lot of upside. The traitsy players that NFL teams tend to love. The Lions now at number 8. How about cornerback Christian Gonzalez? A lot of buzz on him, possibly being the first cornerback off the board. Those of you wondering, why a 3rd-round pick to move down only 2 spots? Well, simply put, what the trade value chart says. It's actually a better deal for the Lions. Extra draft capital there for Detroit, who we'll see later on, with a shocking other pick in the 1st round. Tyree Wilson, who I think could very well go top 5, by the way, and with the big tiering between Anderson, Carter than kind of everybody else. Tyree Wilson goes number 9 overall to the Carolina Panthers. He and Brian Burns would be an awesome 1-2 punch. Now, who here has had a tough time canceling a subscription, or maybe you forgot about one? I know I have. I don't remember what my password is. I realize I'm paying for it, or I got to go cancel the free trial, and I go, my password is. I forget password. I type it in. You already used that password. Okay, fine. I hate you. Okay, you're a robot. Says the robot to me. And I got to go click all the vertical rivers or some pain in the ass stuff. And it's 10 minutes later. I'm just wasting time just to not pay money anymore. And that's why I love using Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. The app shows all your subscriptions in one place, then cancels for you whatever you don't still want. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't know you were paying for. Maybe you were double charged for a subscription. To cancel one, all you have to do is press cancel, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Get rid of useless subscriptions with Rocket Money now. Go to rocketmoney.com/NFL Daily. That's rocketmoney.com/NFL Daily. Links in the comment section and the description. Folks, seriously, it could save you hundreds of dollars per year. It's rocketmoney.com/NFL Daily. We appreciate them being a sponsor of us here at Chat Sports. Let's go to Philadelphia. Again, different pick for each team than last one because there's no point in doing the same thing over and over again. Joey Porter Jr., the son of the actual Joey Porter, the original, I guess I should say there. Cornerback 2, and I'm not sure James Bradbury's back. Eagles get an impact player. Tennessee sprints to the podium, but this is how the board falls. I think Paris Johnson could easily go top 5, top 6, whatever. Left tackle prospect, not sure Taylor Lewan ends up coming back. Plug it in for Tennessee. Number 12, Peter Skoronski, who, as a player, as a football player, I think is better than Paris Johnson. But the measurables, short arms, are a red flag. Houston gets a quarterback at number 2. Here's some protection at number 12. Number 13, Bryan Branch. The more I watch, the more I love. I think he can do all this Tyrann Mathieu type stuff that I crave in the modern day safety. The Jets had another impact player on defense. O-line's a concern. If you're mad about who I mocked you, just pretend I found their different position in free agency. You know, it's January. Broderick Jones, which producer Rolly was buying as well here. Left tackle prospect. I thought played pretty well leading up to the college football playoff. Tackles always go earlier than what they maybe normally would. Jones is a good one. How about Jordan Addison? Imagine Jordan Addison in the role that the Packers desperately tried to fit for the slot, like the Randall Cobb, he's washed up. He's not very good. The Amari Rodgers role on offense. Let's put Addison in that. Rodgers is back in theory. Get an impact player to pair with Christian Watson. Now, cooking on offense. Remember, folks, if you want more NFL mock drafts, then subscribe. We have free mock drafts for you. We won't do them every week, but it might be close to it. We'll have some fun, do some trade stuff, maybe do a fan-led mock draft. Find out. Hit that sub button right now. All right, Keely Ringo, number 16, who's a very controversial prospect. Some upside that's really intriguing, ball skills, traits, but still needs work in the coverage aspect. He just looks like he's just not comfortable, fully developed on that front. But upside helps, and the Commanders need cornerback help. Cam Smith of South Carolina. I thought he played really well this year. I finished up most of my profile on him. I always value the measurable stuff. At number 17, there's Cam Smith. Anthony Richardson, number 18 overall here to the Detroit Lions. Now, this one, make no mistake, is controversial. And you're going, wait, why would you pass on a QB? Richardson is the single biggest boom or bust prospect. But I like this range for him, right? The Commanders, the Lions, the Bucks, the Seahawks, maybe even the Vikings, a team that could buy time for him. I don't think he should play year one. And the number one thing for Richardson, and for all quarterbacks to be clear, is how he will do on the whiteboard. Can he effectively show that he is a master of playbooks, a master of everything? Because the quarterback spot, the amount of stuff you have to process in 3 seconds is absurd. Those guys have to be crazy smart, or at least crazy football smart. Otherwise, they're just going to flame out. But you can have Jared Goff in there for a year, 2 years, and then give the reins to Richardson. It's upside, but it's fun to have. Richardson could very well be the biggest draft bust. I would not be shocked if he's Vince Young 2.0, this great athlete who Vince, of course, was much better in college, but it's never quite panned out. Who do you think? You can be a hater here. Who will be the biggest draft bust in the 2023 NFL Draft? Osiris Torrance out of Florida here, back-to-back Gator greats. Bucks need more O-line help. I think I'm going to be higher on Osiris Torrance than most people will be. 0 sacks allowed in college. Fun fit for Seattle. Drew Sanders out of Arkansas can play some off-ball, can blitz a little bit if they stick with the 3-4 kind of stuff. Those mixed up fronts, he can play Sam, can play Mike, can play some overhang edge. He can do a lot of fun things for you. Drew Sanders, the former Alabama linebacker, had an awesome year at Arkansas. Number 21, Michael Mayer, the Chargers. Get them an impact tight end. I wouldn't mind some speed, but tight end works too. Keep helping Justin Herbert have better offensive success. Quentin Johnston, one of my guys out of TCU. I am begging the Ravens to please get more receiver help. It's that simple. Jackson Smith and Jigba. I don't know if Adam Thielen will return next year, but the knock on Justin Jefferson coming out. Oh, he's only a slot, right? JSN might only be a slot. Probably won't be as good, but he's a fluid route runner. He gets open with ease. I love his fit as a wide receiver, too, in like a high-end Tyler Boyd mold. If you can get locked in Tyler Boyd, that's first-round player. Darnell Washington out of Georgia. This is another one of my guys. He's so big. He's like an NBA power forward out there, and he moves well. And he got overshadowed by the best tight end in football, Brock Bowers, understandably. But Washington will be a better pro than he was a college player. More receivers and tight ends. I actually just realized this is the run, I guess. I don't pay attention to that when I'm building these. Jalen Hyatt out of Tennessee. How about some speed on the outside? I think, by the way, Isaiah Hodgins, just good. I think he's just a good player. They need more help, though, at receiver. I would not be surprised if when we check in 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, months ago, or from now, that Devin Witherspoon is going to be a consensus top 15 pick. The play this year was awesome at Illinois. Now, he has some size and speed issues, but he was a baller for Illinois. If Dallas can get him, I think they'd be enthralled with it. And surprise name, Deonte Banks out of Maryland to Cincinnati here. I forget if it was Kuiper or McShay put him like top 15 at one point and then kind of dropped him again. They're like, oops, too high. But I think he'd be a late first-round pick. And teams, they need corners in the modern NFL. Nolan Smith out of Georgia. Developmental edge, upside traits, I think a good fit, assuming it is still Jero Evero back on defense. I think he's a good fit for what they want to do on that side of the football. Antonio Johnson out of Texas A&M. We'll see if the Poyer-Hyde combo return, but Johnson's a fun overhang, more boxy safety. Big fan of his game. I have always had a tough time finding an earlier spot for Lucas Van Ness. Traitsy prospect, never topped more than 7 sacks in a season. I don't think it's going to be a Trayvon Walker-esque rise. Certainly not to number 1 overall pick. But top 15, I would not rule it out, nor Bijan Robinson going way earlier. I don't know where he's going to go. I almost gave him to the Vikings for producer Patrick, but I couldn't pull the trigger on it. He's a top 10 talent this year. Like, I have no doubts about that. But how early do you take the running back? He's going to go to a good team. Eagles getting him. Rich get richer. Imagine Jalen Hurts, Bijan Robinson, A.J. Brown. Woo-hoo. That's fun. So grade the round 1 mock draft. A, B, C, D, or F in the comments section. If you don't like it, that's fine. We'll do plenty. Feel free to grade for me in the comments section. Unlike most people, though, I don't stop at round 1. Teams with no first-round pick. Let's go. B.J. Ojulari, Aziz's brother, out of LSU to the Rams. They need more pass rush. Siaka Ika, the run-stopping nose tackle out of Baylor. Stats are not great, but the upside, the traits are very intriguing. Same with Gervon Dexter out of Florida. The Browns need a defensive tackle. Dexter has great upside, the frame, the quickness, etc. The production has not been consistent. I'm not sure Mike Gesicki will return to the Dolphins. How about a new tight end, Dalton Kincaid out of Utah? By the way, a very good first round, or a very good tight end class. This is one of the better ones in recent memory. And finally, DJ Turner out of Michigan. He could maybe be a top 60 pick at corner. I'll be honest, when we get to 97, I start the sim and just see who's on the board. The sims are all broken, but it's all a guess anyway. Some other draft prospects to watch, potential round one guys: Jahmyr Gibbs, Will's boy Kayshon Boutte, Nick's boy Josh Downs, Trenton Simpson. I've had in round one before, along with Clark Phillips. Couldn't quite find the right spot, but a good class there if you want to pick in that 20 to 35 range once again. Again, folks, if you want more NFL draft coverage, all you have to do is subscribe. Free videos right here on Chat Sports, so make sure you guys don't miss out and subscribe right now.